100-pound water buffalo as your sparring partner.
How does a 1,600-pound water buffalo help with your colleague?
If you can take down the 4-foot guy, the 2-foot person is easy to take down.
What's the actual? But wrestling a water buffalo is no easy task, even for a trained collie expert. That didn't work. Water buffalo 1, Filipino guy 0.
While the techniques aren't enough to take down this water buffalo, they're more than enough to take down a man.
What was that move where you were holding his head down?
Especially if you're going to use a simple but deadly move called Baliag Pamali. It's best used when an opponent has lost his baston and is looking to turn a stick or knife fight into a wrestling match, which in an art as diverse as Eskrima could easily happen.
So anybody grapples you, you're safe, because the moment he gives his hand here, you are in complete control. See, you can break that. See?
So you're blocking his right hand?
You can smash his head down.
Yeah, he's tapping.
The Eskrimador wraps his own forearm between the attacker's neck and upper arm, then uses the weight of his body and gravity to force his opponent to the ground.
Baliag Pamali relies on something called a flexion moment imparted to the neck to do damage. An average man's neck can withstand about a 140 foot-pound flexion moment. Beyond that, soft tissue and even vertebrae can be crushed. By bringing your weight down fast, this move could easily deliver twice that amount of force. And it wouldn't just end a fight. It could leave your opponent paralyzed or dead.
When you come in, I bring you down.
For the next several hours, we practiced the move.
So any movements that he has there, see this? This goes right away.
And you can bet it's a lot more fun to be on the giving end of that move than the receiving end.
Right?
This is good.
Give him a pain.
Make him pain?
Give him pain. Give that some more. Relax, relax. I'll show you to you.
Okay, he's gonna.
I'll show you to you.
Pull him in and go over the head
Yeah.
and underneath here.
Right, and you drop your knee.
Drop your knee. Can you feel it? Okay. Yeah, he can feel it. So you're basically using a crank after the guy tries to grab you. It's like a reverse half Nelson. You got your elbow on the back of his neck. And once you apply pressure and put your knee down, you can basically break the guy's neck.
But our next move wouldn't be based in history. It would come very much from the present, a group of Special Forces soldiers on the front lines of the war against terrorism. Our next stop was Fort San Pedro, the oldest Spanish settlement in the Philippines. The Spanish ruled the Philippines for almost 450 years until they were defeated by American forces and local rebels schooled in the martial art called Eskrima.
Our mission was to learn those moves from Grandmaster Nick Elizar. Nick and his students are considered some of the finest stick fighters in the country.
Here. I have to.
There's more of these, correct? In the sequence? Can we see the rest of them too?
That happened so fast I didn't even see what happened. Do it, just slow it down. Slow. We concentrated on just one of Nick's moves. It's called Pangilog, or the third strike. I like that.
That's good.
You good. From here, you can do that, and you pull his. What is it? Bang.
Oh, you get the stick out of his hand.
Yeah. You have to get
In the
this.
Pangilog, the Eskrimador blocks his opponent's thrust,
Stick is like this.
and then thrusts his own stick up and over his opponent's. He then wraps his baston under his opponent's arm and drives him to the ground.
Push pressure down here.
There, he's vulnerable to any number of kill
Pull
shots.
him back, grab, and break his arm.
Break his arm.
Yeah.
With the elbow locked, the opponent's forearm becomes a lever and his elbow a fulcrum. Any force applied to his wrist is more than doubled by the mechanical advantage of leverage. By jerking hard on the arm, you can easily hyperextend the elbow, the same kind of injury that you'd sustain falling hard onto your outstretched arm.
Again, pinch, thrust. No, steady. 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 Yeah, steady again. Forward, forward. Yeah, brush. Wait.